Hey YouTube, this is a day in the life busker video. It's come to my attention by a video sent to me by a friend that there is a lack of awareness as to what busking is and what it is not. And I think I've had so much trouble lately with people just giving me a hard time. And yes, I know about this on my nose. I can't get it off right now. It's stained right now, so it doesn't matter anyway during the hurricane. It's all gonna wear off and I'll do like masks and like girl time over the weekend. But anyway, the point of this video is this. Busking is not panhandling. A busker that is following Busker policy, which is global, by the way. And I think there's only like 40,000 of us globally. Only 20% of that number are female. So we really are an endangered species. So when people go out and make nonsense videos about, hey, help a homeless vet. Well, guess what? There's programs, dude. You guys have an entire complexes of medical facilities. Yes, it isn't perfect, but there's more resources out there for you guys than me and my handicapped bird. And I have my own issues. I could go into them for hours, but nobody really wants to hear that any more than they want to hear your stuff. And I'm sorry to tell you this, and I like you guys. It's not like I don't like you. I mean, I learned how to make monkey's fist maces from one of you guys, but at the same time, I've put in like 100% into you guys before, like relationships with you guys. Vietnam vets, y'all are great, but you really, really have some issues. And I'm not doing it again. And I'm not going to also be sidelined by a bunch of people that say, oh, help us poor homeless vets. You're homeless because you want to be. You're homeless because you won't deal with the issues that got you there to begin with. I know Vietnam sucked. And I know you guys came back here and nobody treated you well. I get that. But without going into my issues too much, you guys act like I freaking owe you something. And the fact of the matter is, I'm one of the few people that don't owe you. I am a second-class citizen in this country all of my life, and I've worked hard too. Guess what? And I've suffered trauma too, and unnecessary trauma. I haven't even been allowed to have my last name or a medical history. And I'm not going to go into that any further than that. But to say that I somehow owe you guys something and you guys have the right to mess around and tear up all the busking territory because of your cardboard signs is nonsense. Because a real busker, which I am, and society made me that way. A real busker doesn't hold up cardboard. We don't solicit, okay? So when we go out there and bust our butts, usually it's for 15 to 40 bucks, not for the 300 I know you guys are getting. And believe me, I know. And I know what you're doing with it too. I know you're drinking and drugging with it. Well, guess what? I can't pay for my car repairs now. It's going to be no food to pay for car repairs. And I'm probably going to go the no food route. And I don't have food stamps. So what you're doing when you act out and you make out like everybody's against the homeless vets is you're tearing apart what little is left of the busking community. We have decades of music under our belts. Some of us are addicts too. I'm not going to say there aren't the bad apples of our bunch, because I've seen it. I've even been friends with some of them. And I've been friends with cardboard sign people too, so don't say I'm just against you either. But my point is this. We go out there, we bust our butts for 15 to 40 bucks. The only time we ever make any money is during the holiday season, like right after Thanksgiving until January. And you guys mess with that. I've been derelict in a parking lot while y'all used money for drugs. And I've had cops after me with their forks and pitchforks because of y'all's bad behavior. And I'm tired of it. I am tired of it. So at this point, I am making a vest which will have clear pockets in it for my epoxy resin jewelry, which I also haven't been able to sell anywhere I've been for the last 2 towns, really. I've sold 5 pieces in 6 weeks. So, you hurt me, you hurt music, you hurt this bird, and she's handicapped. I mean, what do you think you're doing with it? Seriously. So, right now is my downtime. I'm planning my escape from Columbia, South Carolina, and this is a warning for all real buskers. Don't come here. They'll sell you a $15 busking license that won't get you anywhere, and the cops will just be after you. And they'll let the cardboard sign people have their way. They'll let all the drug addicts, and these, to be fair, the ones I've seen are not veterans. They're just your run-of-the-mill drunks and druggies. But when you guys could stand up and be proud veterans, you don't. And I've been thrown under the bus by veteran after veteran, and I didn't deserve to be. So I have no sympathy for homeless vets. I live in my car because I have no other choice. I have no other choice financially, and it's going to take a very special situation to get me and this bird out of this car someplace where we belong, because we don't belong in public housing. They wouldn't have us. The neighbors would be snarky and come up with reasons that don't even exist for getting us gone, even if I came up with the right ESA paperwork, which is almost impossible, by the way, for an Americana. So I want you guys to think about your behavior and do what you gotta do. If you have to eat, fine. Most food pantries will take you guys any time of the week. I can't spend the time it takes to research these places and go most of the time. So it's very, very rare I get these opportunities. But you guys have housing available to you, medical available to you. You have food pantries and food stamps available to you. You guys have all of this stuff. And you want to take what little the busker has. You make a bad name for all of us, and the police don't know what a busker is. I have to explain it to them every time. And I can't fight for my constitutional rights to stay, because if I do, I will lose Izzy and my house, because this car is our house. It's very small. We basically have the same setup as someone with a Japanese cage apartment. But we have what we need for the most part, if you guys leave us alone. So please, behave yourselves out there and be considerate of the next person coming along, because I really, really don't appreciate it, and neither do the other buskers, I guarantee you. I can't speak for them, because we're a completely divided community, and every busker is their own universe, pretty much. And it probably should be that way. But true buskers, we stay on easement property. We don't interfere with businesses. We don't hold up signs. And we don't play over stereo equipment music that isn't ours. Fake violinists out there who play those electronic things that aren't violins, you know who you are. For everybody else, have a really good day and be safe during the storm. Peace out.